Hello, and welcome to Inside the Video Store. Welcome to another week at Snips Movies. Off the back of a very, very good week, to be honest. I think last week registered as one of our busiest weeks from the last 10 years. It was crazy, so many new people. You kind of expect the bubble to burst at some point, but so far it isn't. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's see how it continues. But yeah, it was nice to see so many new people come in. I know I have done a little bit of publicity here and there, but nothing mega, nothing, no big publications. But I think it just is the continuous ringing the bell of the video store, to be honest. I've been here since 9 a.m. It's now 6 p.m. and it's my day off. But today has been a big day in the new horror section. What are we going to call that horror section, by the way? What's it going to be called? The horror room? Dungeon sounds a bit problematic. So think of a good name for me, because I need that name on an LED sign, something flashing, something beckoning people towards it, because people will see the lights coming from just over my left-hand shoulder, but they will feel a little bit, reluctant to head down that way. Obviously, I'll be here ushering them in, but ideally, I'd like some name, some two-word thing to say, yes, you can come down here. I think we should go for simplicity, and just call it the horror section. The horror section. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so you may want to know what's been going on this past week. See, if only I would have done a video diary. If only I would have done a video diary. Aha. Roll VT. Good morning. Video diary time. It's Monday morning. It's Monday morning. I'm tired. I was here till midnight last night. We were doing a commentary for 88 films, which is all done. So this week's a little bit freer. This week, a little bit freer. As you can hear, this room is hollowing out nicely. All the stock from my side hustle has been stuck in there. As you can see, the floor's half painted as well, so that's making good progress. But this week is a key week. Monday today, I want to paint this door. I want to paint that door black, and I want to remove the VHS to a safe location down the back. So that's today's job. Obviously, you're open 9 hours, so it's tricky to get in the back to do that between customers, but we'll see what we can do. So that's today's job. Tomorrow's job will be to remove all the wood from around the room. Remove all the wood. That'll be Tuesday's job, hopefully, but you'll find out whether that gets done. And then to fill the holes left by the screws and all that kind of thing. So to make right the walls so they're primed for painting. Wednesday is painting day, first coat, and it's also lighting day. I've got new light fittings being fitted. The one job I can't do, the one job I'm not going to do. My dad always used to say, you don't mess with electric and water. So I'm quite happy to abide by that rule. So I've got a guy coming in to put a new light fitting there, new light fitting there. So progress, bit by bit, but the next 3 days are key. Hopefully by the time we record Video Store on Wednesday afternoon, then we should see the beginnings of what will become the horror dungeon. Tapes are heading into the back for a few weeks. Main thing is, keep them in alpha order. That would be a complete waste of time if they got mixed up, so that's the key takeaway from moving them these few feet. So yeah, let's move these tapes. Tapes have gone. They're all safely in storage in the back. This room is almost at the point where it's just the wood to get rid of. I just want to paint the first coat on this door today, just because I'm using a different type of paint than the walls. I'm obviously using a satin wood paint, but it's going to be non-toxic, of course, because the kid upstairs is asthmatic. So it's going to need 2 coats. I just want to get the first coat on today, second coat tomorrow. Then, yeah, we should be cooking on gas. First coat done. Not a bad coat, but it needs another one, so I'll give that 24 hours. And it's weird, I just painting the first coat on the door really makes it feel like there's something happening. So this room is now completely empty, just needs the wood removing tomorrow. And it's, to be honest, it's only 4 o'clock, so I might just have a little go with that door, because that door needs to be removed completely as well. So while there's no one in the store right now, I think I'll get my screwdriver out and have a good hack at that. That was way easier than I anticipated. Door gone. Yeah, that door has been there probably for close on 5 decades. So yeah, really happy about that. It's even in the car. I injured myself doing so, but it's in the car ready to be tipped. But yeah, that's great. So now we have our doorway, and we're getting somewhere. I was dreading that because it's so heavy. It's a steel lined door, heavy too, and I just thought, oh, that's going to be a nightmare. But yeah, door done. Tuesday is upon us, another day. Progress is still being made. The second coat, sorry about the echo, the second coat on the door has been done. Got a nice little sign on there just to, prevent people from wandering to the bathroom. Don't know what they do, really, make themselves a coffee. And yeah, the drill is out. Time to unscrew some shelving, and hopefully the next time you see me, all of this will be removed. But, knowing my dad, he probably put it on with about 6,000 screws. So it may take me till next March to do. But we shall see, and we shall crack on. So I'll catch you in a bit. My dad was a master of utilizing every spare bit. So here is just a pile of 60 brackets that he's just accumulated over the last, well, however many decades. And here, the shelving that was up in this room is pretty much our family wardrobes for the last 20 years. These are all our family wardrobes, sliced apart and utilized for shelving. In fact, I think in the end, he just began to buy wardrobes just so he could get rid of them in a few years' time and use them for shelving the stockroom. But yeah, crazy. Those wardrobes, I love them well. First little bit of hassle, bound to happen. For some reason, these screws seem to have been, I don't know, I think my dad must have super glued them into this wall because there's no chance they're coming back out. Tricky one. Not having it. So I'm going to have to unscrew these by hand. The first one I took off, 2 of the screws wouldn't even budge. So I had to claw hammer the whole thing off. Bit of filler though, and it'll be fine, because the problem is the fixtures that are going on this wall, which is the main horror wall, I don't want to have any backing, because if I have to have a backing on the wall fixtures, on the DVD fixtures, it increases the cost. So you've got to keep the cost down. So I want these fixtures flush to the wall, but if these battens are there, they can't go flush to the wall, and I'd have to have a backing. Don't want a backing, so by hook or by crook, these battens have to come off the wall. And it might get messy, but I've been very lucky so far, and things have gone very, very well. So just gonna have to try and grab them out slowly by surely. Annoying. As is so often the case, a job that you forecast to take 1 hour takes 4 hours. This was a bit of a nightmare. The battens that were surrounding this room had been there for so long. The screws were pretty much rusted into position. It was a bit of a nightmare, but still, we're done. We've achieved what we set out to achieve on Monday and Tuesday. The room is ready. Just needs a quick hoover. And then tomorrow we can put coat of paint number 1 on. And hopefully Mr. Electrician turns up to put our new lighting in. And then, yeah, we're doing it. So hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have 2 coats of paint on this room. The light will be done. And then next week, we'll be ready to build the first wall of fixtures. Hard day, but we're getting somewhere and we're on track. Wednesday morning. The room is kitted out, ready for painting and collection of dead bodies for for what it's worth. So yeah, time to paint the first coat. Waiting for the electrician, but it's early. It's 9 a.m. Who in their right mind comes to work at 9 a.m. in the morning? and it's just an ungodly hour. Just not used to this time. But yeah, we're going to put the first coat on. Hopefully that should take no more than 90 minutes, and in that time, hopefully the spark, as they say, should turn up. But we shall see, and we shall get cracking on this coat. Hopefully it won't take more than 2 coats. The first coat will hopefully go on quite well, but we shall see. Updates pending. Whew. Coffee break. It's often been said that the key to one's happiness can be found in a tradesperson that turns up on time. Thankfully, I have found the happiness. Mr. Lighting Guy has just been. I got lighting in this room for the first time in quite some time, as I didn't want to change the expensive bulb when I was having the light fitting changed. It's a lovely glow, kind of warm, less invasive, less penetrative. I just like it a lot more. And that room, the new horror section, is going to have the same vibe. So that's good. Quick word about budget. My budget for the whole project, I'm trying to keep it under £800. So I think that might be achievable. So far, we're up to about £300, and I paid for the paint, paid for the new light fittings, paid for the electrician, paid for a few bits and bobs, like tools, paintbrushes, filler, etc., etc. So there's 500 left in the kitty. Hopefully that should cover the wood expense. I don't know how much the wood is going to cost. I think it's going to be in the region of £300 to £350, which should leave me about £100 over for a nice. I would like an LED neon glowing flashing horror sign. Say about way big. If anyone knows how to get one of those, who manufactures them, who can do it for a budget price around about £100, I think that would be a great kind of gateway into this horror section. So if anyone knows any answers to that, let me know, and I'm going to have this coffee then. Get back to painting with no interruptions now. The day is mine. I can't help but feel like Gunnar Hansen. I'm just about to drag a metal door across and like grab someone in and take my chainsaw and that kind of thing. It feels like that kind of space. But it's a nice space. I like it. It is very, very dark. What do you think? Big difference, isn't it? I thought spin the camera around and have it facing this way. But you can see that, when you'll be able to see the light of the doorway, you can see the street from this location once it's all done. And I think it will look great. The lighting is more subtle, it's more low key, but it's bright enough. And there's the flexibility that if it is a little bit too subtle, I can change the bulbs and make it a little bit brighter. But you don't want that. You want subtlety. You want a mood. And it's great. Obviously, the first coat is only on for now. Still some work to do. So the walls do look a little bit patchy. So painting will take place for the next 7 days until next Wednesday, where we're going to build the first unit. So hopefully this time next Wednesday, it will be floor to ceiling on this wall will be completed. That's a big ask. I've never done that much fixture building in one day, so I don't know. We'll see how we do with that, but that would be my intention. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Let it dry for 24 hours, and we'll see how we do. But let me know what you think. Right, I'm going to watch and record inside the video store now. So yeah, it's been a productive few days. Yeah, so what do you think? What do you think? It's very black, isn't it? Unfortunately, it doesn't look as good on camera as it does in person, because the type of lights and the sheen, the silk finish I've used on the paint tends to clash and just brings this smoky bubble of darkness into the camera lens. But when you see it in person, you will see that it does actually feel very good indeed. And like I say, once we get the fixtures round and the films in there, it will be good. It will be a nice place. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the whole week's shenanigans anyway. And yeah, any advice, any thoughts, any recommendations, any questions, just drop them in the usual place below this video, and I shall answer them in due course. Anyway, that's all that. We're about 15 minutes in and we've got nowhere. So let's tackle some new films. It's a good week. It's an interesting week. Because normally, as you see week in, week out, the split between boutique and contemporary new releases is about 50-50. Normally it's edging to the boutique, but this week it's swung in the opposite direction. Because this week we only have one boutique release, and we have about 7 contemporary releases, which is really unusual. But hey, here's what they are. So the lead film, questionably, is Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. Reteams Renée Zellweger and Hugh Grant one more time, the 4th time, I think it is. Yeah, believe it or not, people have been asking for this in abundance, so it shall be on the shelf tomorrow. And yeah, that is the big one. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. Who'd have thought it? This is an interesting one. The Monkey. The Monkey, it's based on a short story by Stephen King. It's directed by the Long Legs guy, Osgood Perkins, and it's produced by James Wan. It's an interesting horror comedy. Light on the comedy, heavy on the gore. It is gory as well. 15. I was surprised by that. I watched it last night. I did enjoy it a great deal. It's pretty savage, to be honest. And that monkey, I want a monkey like that. I want my own pet monkey. So yeah, that is. I'm going to get another one of those because I thought it was a particularly strong film. I didn't know much about it before I ordered them, but I'm going to pick up another one to make that 2 blues and 1 DVD. It seemed like this one was only at the cinema a few weeks back, but now it's already hit home media, which is The Alto Knights, a dual role for Robert De Niro in a film that was universally panned and ended up grossing far less than they anticipated. But yeah, it's a new Barry Levinson film as well, shockingly enough, and written, of course, by Nicholas Pileggi, who wrote Goodfellas. I mean, the pedigree in this film is ridiculous, but it seems to be a misfire, which is a shame, because I do like all the people involved. But hey, these things happen. That is The Alto Knights on DVD and Blu-ray. True story with Woody Harrelson is The Last Breath. Tells the true story of Chris Lemons, a commercial a commercial diver who, after a freak accident, is trapped on the bottom of the North Sea. And this is his story. Heard good things about this. Breathtaking, says Vulture magazine. That is Last Breath on Blu-ray and DVD at your local movie rental store. Mia Jovovich teams up again with Paul Anderson, the director of Resident Evil times multiple, in The Lost Lands. Also features Dave Bautista. It's based on a short story by best-selling author George R.R. Martin. Sorceress, gunslinger. You know the drill. Not my cup of tea, but this will do well. This will do well, even if it is one of those cheap, thin Blu-ray cases. Damn you to hell. Danny Dyer. It's a week of reteaming. Danny Dyer reteams with Nick Love, the director of The Football Factory, for Marching Powder. Yeah, and it is set in the world of The Football Factory, so I don't know what that could entail. But then I haven't seen a Danny Dyer film for quite some time. I think the only Danny Dyer film I saw was Run for Your Wife, and only because I wanted to see just how bad it was. Because didn't it go on record as being one of the lowest grossing revenue films in history? Like 37 quid or something. But yeah, God, that was quite spectacularly bad. Run for Your Wife. I was tempted to watch it again just to see how bad it was. I remember Rolf Harris being in it. Jeez. Anyway, moving swiftly on. We've had two of these in so far, these lapsed copyright horror movies. This is the latest, based on, loosely, very loosely, on Steamboat Mickey. This is Scream Boat, from the producer of Terrifier 3, and starring David Howard Thornton, who is Art from the Terrifying movies. Yeah, this looks interesting. But hey, it's different, you know. Oh, excuse me. Done too much. Done too much. Now, this looks great. It's called La Cucina. La Cucina. It's in black and white. It stars Rooney Mara, and it's described as the bear on steroids. Yeah, I can't wait to see this. A few people have been after this. It's set in one of New York's busiest kitchens, a gripping, exhilarating, and truly cinematic new film from acclaimed director Alonso Rupalacios. Yeah, La Cucina, out this week only on Blu-ray. Very cool indeed. And so the sole entry into the boutique selection of films this week is in the Criterion Collection. And that is the Iranian, I think it's Iranian, film The Wind Will Carry Us from 1999. Yeah, heard a lot about this, never seen it. But it's an on Blu-ray, no 4K UHD release of this. It was only released on Blu-ray by Criterion. But here it is. Here it is. Another addition to our growing Criterion collection. It's an interesting week of new releases. An interesting week. But yeah, be interesting how I'm going to fit those on the new release wall, to be honest. But that's a job for tomorrow. That's a job for tomorrow. Let's have a look at what's been renting out this week. Yeah. Had a few new customers in Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday, one of my new customers who was lovely, they rented Polyester. And I think this may well be their first experience of a John Waters film. So I'm very intrigued about their reaction and what they think. They also rented the Russian war film Come and See. So I said, whatever you do, just make sure this follows Come and See, because you will need a mood lifter after that. But yeah, great to see John Waters renting out. Criterion at the moment is the whole selection, the whole collection is so popular right now. I'm really pleased about that. And Polyester, of course, is one of the most popular of that collection. Another new customer came all the way from Liverpool, public transport. And he had seen this on my TikTok. And he was desperate to watch it. It is Yeti, a gay love story. And this is released by Troma quite some time ago. And it's good. It's a really funny film. It's one of those films that I do hope will find a Blu-ray release at some point in time, because it deserves it. It's really unique, really odd and wonderful. And yeah, the epitome of a cult movie. That is Yeti, a love story. So yeah, I hope that I hope they enjoyed that film. I hope they enjoyed that selection in their first batch of rentals. Another new customer on Saturday to Sunday has been looking for ages and ages and ages for The Last Projectionist, the documentary, the Tom Laws documentary. And yeah, he found it here. He found it here, which is great. It's an excellent documentary. It mainly focuses on the Electric Cinema in Birmingham, which I think has closed down now. Has it not? Am I wrong on that? Which is a shame, if that's true, because it's a great documentary, and it really does show the power of the cinema and how important cinema exhibition is. So as The Last Projectionist, great to see that going out on loan. Idiocracy has been out for a while, the Mike Judge film, which is a shame because it is a true story after all. I remember watching this, back in the day when it came out 20 years ago nearly, and thinking, oh, that's outrageous. What a ridiculous thing that Mike Judge is, you know, talking about satire on the future of mankind. And oh, how right he was. How right he was. This one doesn't go out very often. It's the Nico Masterakis erotic thriller, In the Cold of the Night with Shannon Tweed. I did an audio commentary on this film, and that was a bit of a slog. I do enjoy the film, but 2 hours in duration, it does outstay its welcome a little bit. But it gave us the chance to talk about the films with Nico Masterakis, a mad as a hatter Greek individual who has made quite a varied career of films. This is interesting. Jeff Lester is in it, who isn't the greatest leading man, in all honesty. And there's even a guest role in here for Tippi Hedren from The Birds, which is remarkable. Great to see Jawbreaker going out again. I do love this film. Just part of that Millennium era teen movie that just, never got old. Never got old. And so many people are rediscovering this. And I'm so happy about that because it is a film that deserves to be discovered. It came out in an era where it got a little bit swamped, a little bit lost by a few contemporaries that came out during that time, around about 1998 time, unfairly, because it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. Rose McGowan is in it. Rebecca Gayheart is in it. Julie Benz is in it, and it's excellent. It's excellent. I'm so glad that more and more people are picking it up. Bit of Spike Lee this week. Bamboozled. Lots of Spike Lee go out on loan, but it's usually Malcolm X, Do the Right Thing, and things like that. Rare does Bamboozled get an outing, so it's nice to see that heading out on loan this week. And finally, Dogma is out, which is cool because it's an amazing film. And finally, did I read that Kevin Smith premiered the new restoration of Dogma at Cannes this year? If so, that's very exciting. I know it's coming to Blu-ray finally again soon. So hopefully it'll get a release in this country because it is a superb motion picture that I love dearly. Dogma, out on loan at Snips. So it is, just a snapshot of what's been renting this week, and there has been a lot of films on loan this week. But as usual, my customers just keep on renting the eclectic bits of genius. What else we got here? Well, let's do what's in the box while we're at it. Let's do what's in the box. It's a slimline box, but it's a meaningful one nevertheless. Cold coffee. Yeah, 2 deliveries, one from Severin and one from TerrorVision, both equally as exciting as the other. First up, new from Severin is In My Skin. I actually had this. I've had this for a couple of years now as part of the Tartan Films collection. Hamish McAlpine's label put that out back in the day. But it's great to see this really controversial film make its Blu-ray premiere. It's a very disturbing film. The LA Times called it spectacularly grotesque. It's the debut film by writer-director star Marina Devan. After a disfiguring leg injury, a young woman develops an unsettling secret relationship with her own body, in which pain is pleasure, mutilation is love, and hungers of the flesh have a mind of their own. It is a spectacular body horror. If you've not seen it, In My Skin deserves a look, and it is in now and dusty on Blu-ray. Superb. Also from Severin is The House of Psychotic Women. Keila Janess's latest box set. I didn't get volume 1 of this because 4 films were in it. 2 of them were locked, region A, and the other 2 have both had standalone Blu-ray releases, one of which is the Elizabeth Taylor film, Identikit, and the other one, I think, the BFI Flipside released. I forget. Anyway, but this one, yeah, all the films in this set have not had a release over here in any capacity yet. So I thought, let's pick this up. And what have we got in here? It's a wonderful a number of films here. We have The Savage Eye, which is 1959. We saw a trio of outsider filmmakers. We had formerly blacklisted screenwriter Ben Maddow, who wrote The Asphalt Jungle. Oscar-nominated editor-director Sidney Myers, who did The Quiet One. And future Oscar-winning director Joseph Strick, who wrote, produced, edited, and directed the dramatized documentary that San Francisco Cinematheque calls a masterpiece of verite cinema. Interesting, very interesting indeed. Yeah. Fascinating and uncompromising, says Variety. The glass ceiling is in this set as well. Aloy de la Glacia knocks you out of your comfort zone with this. He will go on, of course, to make Cannibal Man, which is here as part of one of 88 releases. And yeah, it brings you an unnerving new perspective to female madness. Sounds amazing. 1971. We have Morgiana, like a melodrama on acid. An unusual and seductive hybrid of period drama and post-60s experimentalism that gender inverts Edgar Allan Poe. Czech film, 1970, I think. 72. Morgiana. I think I used to have this on DVD back in the day. Don't know. But yeah, exciting release. And finally in this set is Butterfly Kiss, which is a Michael Winterbottom film. I do like Michael Winterbottom films. It's written by the infamous Frank Cottrell Boyce. And it's labelled as a twisted British answer to Thelma and Louise, with Amanda Plummer, Saskia Reeves, and Ricky Tomlinson. Brilliant, great stuff. I saw that on video back when I was at university, but I can't remember a damn thing about it. But yeah, that's a great set. That is the House of Psychotic Women, new box set from Severin, now available to rent at your local movie rental store. So we've got a threesome in also from TerrorVision in, which is cool. We have Dance or Die. Oh, let me show you that. Now, Dance or Die was an early production credit for Richard Pepin and Joseph Murphy. For those of you who don't know, Richard Pepin and Joseph Murphy went on to form PM Pepin Murphy Entertainment, PM Entertainment, and during the course of the 90s, they made 100 of the most spectacular, stunted action films that were video store staples. What have we got? Stuff like CIA codename Alexa, Cyber Tracker with Donna Dragon Wilson, Emperor of the Bronx with William Smith. Just action. Executives Target with Michael Madsen. But yeah, they were the action kings in the 90s. But prior to the 90s, they kind of dabbled in a few different genres. And Dance or Die was one of their first. It set up their long-standing relationship with the director Richard Munchkin, who you may know from directing those Donna Dragon Wilson martial arts films, Ring of Fire ×3. Munchkin today is known as almost a pro gambler. He's written books on playing cards and Vegas and all that kind of thing. But yeah, this is Dance or Die. It's brilliant. It's a very I've seen it before. I've written an article on it. But yeah, it stems from 1987, and I mean, all you need to know is that Jason Chandler wants to do two things in life: to stay off drugs and to choreograph a dance show that rivals Flashdance. Amazing. Brilliant. Yeah, that's Dance or Die. I love that film. I mean, it will look a little bit shocking because I think it's only got remastered from a 1-inch master. So it will show its age, but I'm just so pleased to have this finally in this country. It's never been seen in any format since VHS. So, yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool. Speaking of no format since VHS, isn't it great that Enemy Territory is coming out from Arrow in August? Enemy Territory, one of the greatest Empire Pictures releases of all time, starring Ray Parker Jr., starring Tony Todd, directed by the great Peter Manoogian. It's just a brilliant urban thriller. Absolutely honored to be able to have recorded the commentary on that film alongside the director, Peter Manoogian. It was great fun. He told us some amazing anecdotes. And yeah, I can't wait for you to see Enemy Territory, which is coming soon from Arrow Video. Very exciting. Continuing with TerrorVision, Enter the Panther is out. It's another Bruce Lee film. Yeah, it's one of those Bruce-sploitation movies. I know TerrorVision, as you may know, released a Bruce-sploitation box set last year, and now TerrorVision have a piece of the pie by releasing this barely seen Taiwanese Bruce Lee film, or Bruce Lee. I watched it. It's rough. The print is rough, scratched to bits, but that kind of adds to the vibe, in all honesty. And finally, with What's in the Box, we have a release for Frogman. This comes from TerrorVision. It's a contemporary film. It got released last year, or got made last year, or within the last year or two. It's a found footage film. Well, don't switch off. I quite liked it. I thought it was very interesting. It has very, very much Blair Witch vibes to it, about a kid who sees a frogman, a man frog in the woods in it's Florida, Texas, maybe, I don't know. And then 20 years later, he's still haunted by the sight of this frogman. So he gets two of his friends to go back and see if it is a myth or if it is reality. The frogman itself needs to be seen to be believed, but I thought it was quite an effective film with three very likable characters. So I'm glad to have that one in. That is Frogman. It is out now and available to rent at Snips Movies from TerrorVision. And that's it, to be honest. That's quite nice, isn't it? That's a nice condensed little show, where I'm not keeping you forever. But we do have comments to look over, and we shall do that now. Oh, good Lord. What a week. It'd be nice to have a few regular days where I'm not sniffing paint all day. That's not a euphemism. Where are we? YouTube. Comments section from last week's video. Let's see. What have you had to say? Paul Berryman. Snowpiercer was actually Boon Jong-ho's first English language film. You're right, Paul. It was. Very true. Yeah, Snowpiercer. Does that have a British release yet? Weird, isn't it? Oh, it's out on loan at the moment. No, I didn't realise that. Snowpiercer. Yeah, good film, but you're right. Boon Jong-ho did have an English language film prior to Mickey 17, and that was it. M62 Films. Oh, God, Bubba Hotep is beautiful. It is. Bubba Hotep is an amazing film. I love that film to bits. I don't know why we mentioned that last week, but yes, you're right. Film Wolf says, what do you do with the broad spectrum that's second to horror? And that's action films. Do you have Charles Bronson's Mechanic next to the Jason Statham remake? No. They're separate. Bronson's Mechanic is in the Charles Bronson section, and Statham's is in the wherever. If someone asks for Bruce Willis's Striking Distance, is that found in the generic S section? Yes, it is. Is Arnie's Jr. either in J or a comedy section? Yeah, Junior's in J. But Raw Deal is in the Arnie section. Um, but yeah, the action superstars have their own sections. We have Bronson, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Stallone, and unfortunately Chuck Norris. Um, so yeah, those five guys have their own sections with not a vast amount of films in there, just like 7 or 8 or 9 of their biggest hits, and then the other films. Yeah, I don't. Horror is pretty much the only section that's worth sectioning, so to speak. That is, but well, no one comes in asking for an action movie, really. People may come in asking for comedy, but I would rather keep comedy in the generic A to Z. It seems to work that way. It seems to work that way. But yeah, with the major action films from the major action heroes, then they have got their own sections. But yeah, I hope that clarifies that. Jenna Fish has been back in touch to say he watched a few of my David Dakota recommendations. Did you, Jenna Fish? Did you watch 1313 Bigfoot Island? Well, I hope so. If not, well, that's your homework for this week. Oh, no, you didn't. You watch Creepazoids? Great. Great. Creepazoids is a fantastic film. It's an excellent alien ripoff, and it's great fun. Good choice, Jonah Fish. Good choice. Curry the Third says Kolchak must be embraced as a great horror show. If you like Columbo, you should enjoy the 20 episodes. You're right, Kolchak is one of my favorite TV series of all time. It used to terrify me as a kid. Absolutely terrify me. Freewheeling Phil would like to see my wood. Phil says, can't vouch for how popular it would be, but I'd like to see the process of building the custom shells. We shall do that, Phil. We shall do that on next week's show. I will be starting to stick these things together. And yes, you can see the incredibly intricate work that I do in order to do that. Honestly, I'm no carpenter. No, I'm an embarrassment of a carpenter. I'm literally just sticking two pieces of wood together. But we'll show it. We'll show it. It'll be fun. We spoke last week about foreign directors who made a successful transition to Hollywood, and Zombie Matt, of course, says Milos Forman and Paul Verhoeven, while Indie Phantom Sofa Cinema says John Woo, of course, made that great transition. James mentioned that the video store he went to when he was younger had all the horror films at the back of the store as well. And it always smelt of stale cigarettes. It's grim, isn't it? Oh, that's grim. I hate that's one of the worst smells. No offense if you smoke, but weed and cigarette smoke is makes me retch. But hey, no offense, no offense. But yeah, that's why I always make it my priority. The second I get into work every morning, I light an incense stick because I hate the thing. One of the first things that people tell you when you mention video stores, they will say, "Oh, do you remember that smell? Remember that smell from video stores?" Look on the forums. You go to the video store backrooms forum on Facebook or any place like that. One of the things that always crops up is, "Oh, do you remember that smell?" And I hate that. I hate being associated with a musty, skanky, moldy smell, that kind of thing. I want a vibrant smell. I want something unique rather than must. Anyway, digress. Neil Davis. Good one, Neil. A question for Snips fans. A question for you. Are there any films that you've rented from Snips that you've gone on to purchase? Interesting. Neil has a growing list, starting with Blood Tide. He's ended up buying Madman. He's ended up buying And Just Before Dawn as well. They're all three films that he rented from here. And yeah, and he's gone on to purchase them. So that's an interesting one, isn't it? And finally, Matt Humphreys replied, yes, I have too. I rented Happiness from Snips, and I went on to purchase the Criterion Blu-ray. So, wow, that's amazing. It's nice to have that kind of option for people because buying films is expensive. You know, Frogman was $30, Enter the Panther $30, Dance or Die $35. You can't go out and splash money on stuff that you haven't seen before. It's impossible. So it's nice that people can come in here. They can rent a film for £1.67, take it home, have a look, weigh it up to see if they want to buy it or not, and then if they like it sufficiently, then yeah, they can go and purchase it. Jake says, I would like subsections in the horror room, e.g. vampires, werewolves, etc., etc. That's a big ask, Jake, and since Jake has been in since he posted that, and he's since had second thoughts, and so have I. I think that would be a lot of work for very little payoff, other than being unique. John Young says I should call the horror room the kill room. The kill room. I like the sound of the kill room, but I think it might be a bit too sinister. Maybe a bit too sinister. James says he watched Tales of Unease a few weeks back, and he said it's a very decent series. It's in the back there. Tales of Unease, a great series put out by the late lamented Network label a little while back. Roxy says this extension is going to be exciting. It will, Roxy. It will be great. It won't be as dark as it looks. Honestly, it looks really dark. But once you're in there, once the films are in there, it's going to look great. Freddie says, yes, on my birthday, I'm buying Enemy Territory. Such a great movie from my childhood, and with a commentary from some video rental store guy. Exactly. Anonymous. So yeah, they are the comments. Thank you for commenting. Keep them coming. It's great to hear from everybody with what you've been watching, what you've been buying, what you've been seeing, what your thoughts are, questions, suggestions, compliments, and complaints. Any'll do. Right, I am going to leave here today after being in work on my day off for 9.5 hours. No, I did step out for lunch and a beer. But yeah, I'm going to go. I'm not going to do any more painting or work here tonight. I'm going to go and watch a movie. I'm going to see something awful like Scream About Mickey or whatever it is. That'd be shocking, wouldn't it? So, hey, yeah, thank you for watching, as always. And I hope you enjoyed the video diary. I hope it wasn't too cringe. And I will see you, as usual, in 7 days' time.